Hello everyone. Tonight with the Open Hearth, we are playing our Mundane Supernatural Life. Here's my little cute box. It's by V. Hendro and Haley Gordon of Story Brewers. It's one of their little box set games, which are quite nice. My name is Dana. My pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be facilitating the game. Though we haven't really decided anything about our people yet who will be playing apart from our safety. So, Brandon, why don't you introduce yourself and then maybe give us some ideas for how we're gonna set the scene here.
Sure. So I'm Brandon He, and set the scene. You mean in terms of the characters
Yeah,
that we might play, or
yeah. I mean, I guess it would be probably a good idea to start off with our setting. So if we have an idea of time and place, and then maybe go through like our relationship, what kind of supernatural creature one of us is, and so on.
well, let's see. What would you like to do? Time and place. I mean, for time, I guess I'd like to do modern. And so then the question is that what is if it's the modern day, is it one in which supernatural things have to hide, or is it a world in which they're kind of accepted, if perhaps a little offbeat? What do you think?
Um,
What's your preference?
yeah, I mean, um, I think somewhere where, say, for the most part, or supernatural person has got to hide their true nature, would be good. But maybe there are like other supernatural people around where you know, the truth is known, or you don't quite have to hide yourself. So,
Okay, so in other words,
um,
so the general public is so you're proposing that the general public is unaware
yeah, yeah,
um of the supernatural, um you know or aware and in denial.
yeah.
I mean, I forget, there was a game that Shane ran, which was said it was just sort of modern supernatural weird, but where everything was weird. I forget what the name of the game was. Um, uh, and where it's like, people said everything's normal, even though it was perfectly obvious that nothing was in fact normal. Um, okay, that sounds fine.
Okay.
So people, and there are probably hangouts or places you can go, or where you can let your hair down, as it were.
Yeah.
Um, and uh, but I'd like there to be some difficulties even in that regard. You know, maybe
So,
some. It's uh, uh, the fact that different supernatural entities are there doesn't mean that they're all equally liked or respected, or such like that. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
there can be some. I think I'd enjoy there being some um, uh, social difficulties,
Yeah,
and not
rivalries
necessarily.
or
Yeah, I mean, even up to prejudice. I don't mind doing, dealing with things like that, with people who don't like you just because of what you are.
okay, yeah,
Because I think that would be interesting. Um, it doesn't intrude on it's not, part of the relationship, of course, but it then becomes issues that you can deal with.
okay, sounds good. So in that our life section, there's four
Yeah.
basic questions to answer. These are all drop downs, but of course, if we want to write in our own, we can do that. Do you have a hankering for any particular flavor of supernatural creature?
Yes, actually, I kind of do. There's there's one that I found appealing to play in the past, and it'd be fun to play them in this kind of relationship. And that's a Lamia.
Okay.
So basically a shape-shifting vampire.
Hmm.
Um, she and so in this fiction, it would be someone who basically she can get by on normal things, but she needs periodic infusions of spiritual energy. She's basically, she's a um, uh, uh, energy vampire, if you will. Um,
Okay. Just putting that in here. Okay.
and yeah, the relationship. I'd like the relationship to be, to be. Uh, I mean, to be lovers or life partners um, or something close like that. Um,
Uh, yeah, we
but if
can.
but I but best friends would work. Um, what do you think? What do you like?
Yeah. Maybe best friends. A slightly different dynamic. But yeah, if you have a hankering for lovers, we can go with that instead.
Um, we could split the difference and
Is that
make it friends with benefits kind of thing.
okay? Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So then we pick a supernatural problem.
the
Uh,
Lamia could have all sorts of problems. Obviously, unsavory from the list there. Unsavory needs is one of them.
mhm.
Um, she she periodically needs uh, to drain somebody, um, which doesn't kill them if she's doing it right. But it does kind of knock them flat for a day or so. Um, and um, probably on the flip side, though, it feels really good, but not necessarily in a constructive way. In other words, some people get, it's the kind of thing that you could get addicted to.
Yeah. Okay.
So so it could be framed as that. It could be framed as something that's poorly controllable, that she has to do this, and it's a it's an urge that periodically flares up, um, or something like that. What do you think is interesting? The most interesting way to say it?
Yeah, I think. Let me just look at that list again because one of those did seem. I mean,
And of course, unnatural or shifting appearance. I mean, she's half snake.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and um, I think Lamia, even in supernatural circles, are you know thought of as being somewhat monstrous.
Mhm. So
They're predators.
yeah, yeah. So
Um,
maybe in supernatural problem, we do we lean into that? Say like pariah status, or do you want to lean more into the kind of um, necessity to feed?
I think they go together. Um, uh,
Yeah. So let unsavory needs is
Unsavory needs. Let's
it
go with
seems like
unsavory needs.
it kind of encompasses both of those.
Absolutely.
Um,
A mundane problem. What do you like?
Mundane problems. Ooh. Um, I kind of like um, something very different. Uh, Exams, maybe exams is what we have going on. Um,
Right. So we're college students.
yeah, so maybe it's something like um, maybe a little bit older than that. So maybe we're doing something like taking the bar exam or something.
Okay, all law students. Okay, high pressure.
Yeah. So maybe that is also like we've moved to a new place. So we've got to maybe do this again. Uh, or does that sound like too much?
Um, it could be. It could certainly be. Well, I mean, if we're taking the law exams or something like that, then that means we must have been here for at least a little while, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, then um, you know, otherwise it would be moving town. We're just we just gotten a new place, and maybe you're trying not to repeat the problems that we had in the old place.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sounds.
Which one do you like better?
Yeah. I think.
Moving is always interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe it's we've been here for 6 months or 12 months or whatever, finding our feet and
Yeah.
um, so we're not completely settled, but we think we've solved some of those problems and are not repeating the mistakes of the past. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other details? Um,
Um, yeah, let's up the stakes a little bit and say that we had to move because so if we just moved, so probably not taking the bar exam, right? If we're recently moved. Um,
um, well, yeah, I guess we could have gotten our qualifications, and then we need to get just past this extra bar for new state. But I guess yeah, we would have been here at least 6, 12 months. Does that sound
um,
reasonable?
yeah, well, being here 6 months or so is good. I'm just trying to um um, um I mean, are we both lawyers? Is that the thing? Because if it's if it's exams, then we can have different majors and such like that. And,
Yeah, I mean it is. Uh, it is not clear to me that the mundane problem must be shared.
oh, okay.
So it could be that could
Um,
just be my character.
okay, well then
Um,
that's fine.
Yeah.
You're taking the bar exam, and I'm dealing with whatever job I can. And maybe let's up the stakes a little bit and say that the reason is that basically we moved because we had to. Because I got us kicked out of our previous place. The landlord doesn't remember exactly why he wanted us to move, because I did a number on him. But he was just uncomfortable with us because I accidentally because I screwed up.
Okay.
Lamias are hypnotic,
Yeah.
like many vampires. So I persuaded the landlord that he didn't see what he saw, but it still left him with a residual discomfort, and so he didn't renew our lease.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we had to move. And probably we had a big fight about it, but that was 6 months ago, and everything is fine now. How's that?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right.
So I guess
So
we
just
need to
fill in
give
some names and
our
such.
characters' names. The place for an image, and then a place to record some key facts, and maybe a few delightful details.
All right. Do that.
Whatever we decide those are. Um, How are we doing, Brandon?
Mostly.
Okay.
Okay, I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. Um, so maybe we'll do a quick intro to our characters and then start planning our day.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go first. So I'm playing Jay, who's a young man, pronouns he, him. He is the studious lawyer taking his bar exam to settle into a new firm. Also a keen swimmer, swam at college, maybe used to be varsity. And a couple of interesting little, let's say, well, I'm not sure if they're really delightful details, but he can strike up genuine conversations with strangers in just about any circumstances. And somehow he still finds a little bit of time to volunteer at a local charity.
So I'm playing Jocasta. She. She is a Lamia. So she's a vampiric, half woman, half snake shapeshifter. And even when she is in fully human guise, she gives off snake vibes a little bit. If you peer too closely at her eyes and things like that. She's mostly a night person, and she works as a bartender. She's passionate. She loves clubbing. She loves art. She loves coffee, and oddly, she has no tolerance for alcohol.
Okay.
She is a very cheap drink date, and so she doesn't. So she doesn't ever drink because when she does, well, things happen.
Okay.
Which are sometimes amusing, but seldom productive.
Mhm. Okay. So when we first we plan shared activities, so we take four, so we can take them randomly from that grid, um, and just in case there's any residual memory in my head, um, maybe you can pick which ones to fill out
Okay.
first.
So
Um,
so what do I do? Do I
so we
tick the boxes there?
no, we don't tick the boxes until we are about to play through
Oh,
the
okay. Do
scene.
I?
Yeah.
So
So you can see there's a spot in the middle, a blank space, and that's just where we're going to write the description of the activity.
okay.
The first four ones we're going to pick are going to be shared, so things that we're doing together.
Okay.
And then separately, so these might be important or might be trivial or mundane. Um, we decide on those together, and then separately we will pick four individual activities each, and then
Gotcha.
we'll sort the schedule into something that makes sense to us.
Okay.
Um, So yeah, I mean, uh, so these can be as high or low stakes as we want. I
Okay,
think
so
maybe
we're
do you have
just
any?
picking. Yeah,
Yeah.
go
I kind
ahead,
of
please. I'm sorry.
oh, I was just going to say, kind of like the idea of maybe we we meet up like maybe before you start work, but after maybe I get kicked out of the library for a coffee or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Um,
So we just put this down as a coffee meetup or something. Maybe it's takeaway or maybe it's in a cafe, whatever makes most sense.
okay. Do I just put an idea in
Yeah, you
some
can
boxes?
type it into whichever box you want. Yeah.
You know, just pick the second box here.
Okay. Um,
Shopping trip to IKEA.
oh, okay. So I'll put in our coffee. Okay. Um, do you think we still have stuff to do in our new apartment?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We've been living with insufficient furniture for some time now.
Okay.
And it's and or probably some old furniture that needs junking.
Sure. Yeah.
And so we need to just get some decent replacements.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
uh,
if we're buying IKEA furniture, I feel like it would be terrible for us not to have to put that together as a shared
yes.
activity. um, you know, flat pack construction. um,
Um, okay. And so, right, these can be obviously mundane activities, but what kind of sort of higher stakes activities might there be
um, well,
that
do you
are
think maybe there would have to be like a feeding opportunity for Jocasta? Um,
um yeah, is that a shared thing or is that going to be an individual thing?
uh, I think that could be a shared thing, especially if we're, if you know, obviously Jay is consenting to that, and that means there's
Yeah,
probably fewer
absolutely.
problems. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's um yeah, Jocasta has to feed. I mean, she eats meat and things like that, but it doesn't uh but if she doesn't get her energy hit, she gets sick.
Mhm.
Um
Okay.
so
So put
so we
that
can
somewhere. Yeah.
put that somewhere. Here we go. There's somewhere.
Okay. So that is our. I mean, it may be that shopping at IKEA is a much more high stakes relationship
Oh,
trigger.
it
Who knows? Okay. So
okay.
then we pick. We create four individual activities each. Um, and
And what kind of things are you thinking of?
so, I mean, it could be anything. Uh, Hobbies, jobs, kind of your friends outside of this relationship, anything that makes sense. Um,
I'm gonna say going clubbing is um something she likes to do.
yeah.
Blow off steam. So this by clubbing, I mean, you know, loud music,
Mhm.
in warehouse, done in a warehouse concert kind of thing. Very sort of raw. So where the beat is more important than the music.
Yeah.
So this is say a night tending bar. These are intentional things, right? They're not
Yeah, I
mishaps.
mean, well, sorry. Yeah, I guess it's things in our schedule, but if
The
there's
things on our schedule.
if there's an X in us when we come to it in play, it could be that something goes awry with that, right?
Absolutely. Um, I'm going to put in something relatively fraught,
Mhm.
dealing with the landlord. Something that needs fixing. And um,
Okay. Okay, so I think we've got everything done up here. Obviously, when we drag them down to the time of the day, we'll have a kind of discussion of what makes sense, and we'll give it a time
sure.
just to be complete about it. But I think maybe we can take a break.
Okay.
Okay, so now I guess we should sort our schedule. Um, Uh, we probably could have put in our times when we were writing in our ideas, but some of these seem fairly flexible, so maybe we can be two. Um, uh, I think study group at the library should be like a relatively early morning thing, like 9 a.m. or something. Do we think that's our first item on the agenda?
Are these things all happening in one day?
All in one day, yeah, yeah. It's a very busy day.
Oh boy.
Unless you think like night tending bar is like the first thing because it finishes up so late that it's effectively early.
No, no. I think that we should have something that's late.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
I'll just drag study group of the library into our first slot. Okay. Um, Shopping at IKEA after that. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. sound good?
Yeah, 11 a.m. sounds
11.
good.
Okay.
How many slots do we have? We have 12, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess we have, yeah, 12,
It's every
12
hour or two.
things. But of course, some things might be short and some things might be long. And I guess for or individual things, they could be taking place at the same time,
No,
technically, right?
I see that Duke has to sleep in, so I think 11 a.m. is about the earliest she should
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
try. I think she's still kind of half asleep at 11 a.m.
yeah.
In fact,
That makes sense. Um,
she probably goes to bed at about 5.
yeah, yeah. So what do you think? Do we make that furniture like later on?
I think so.
Yeah. So maybe I'll put in my. I don't know how many papers you have on a bar exam, but I'm gonna put
I don't either.
down. Yeah, I'm gonna put down like first paper of the exam, starting at like
Okay.
12 noon.
Um, so how about then I deal with the landlord? Does that work?
Do you want me to drag it over?
I do because
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
I'm afraid I'll leave pieces behind.
Okay. Same time or
Yeah, why don't we overlap the times there?
yeah.
Since
Okay. So do we, furniture again or
um yes, okay.
yeah, so furniture. So let's make that 3 p.m. So yeah, I think I'm happy to put in have an interview with a new partner at the firm
Review
after that.
makes sense.
So let's put that in at 5 p.m.
And I think the casual hookup happens pretty much at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. So I. So what do you think? Coffee or coffee after that? Like if it's almost time for you to start tending bar or whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Uh,
So put in a
Sorry.
casual hookup
Yeah,
first in there.
we'll just dragging that down.
And then the coffee meetup.
Coffee meetup, say 7. I don't know what time you think you start at.
To fit in everything, it'll probably be an early shift.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So what do you think? Night tending bar goes next.
Yeah. Night tending bar.
So make that 8, I guess. And I guess I will have a drink with a new friend from the swimming club. Probably not at Jacasta's bar, but maybe, or maybe.
And then I think the feeding.
Yeah.
And Jocasta gets off shift, and then she goes clubbing.
Okay.
Because when after she feeds, she is full of energy.
We make that like at midnight or something like that.
Midnight's good, and then she's going clubbing at 2 a.m.
Yeah. Okay.
Because she can't sleep after she feeds.
Yeah.
By contrast with Jay, who is knocked flat.
Exactly.
Who is going to be dopey all the next day. From this. Okay. That's a full day.
It is a full day. We play through each scene, or a scene for each activity in chronological order. Do you have a D4 handy, or I can take one up? So the length of the actual scene we play through is between 2 and 5 minutes, so 1d4 plus 1 minutes.
I don't have a D4 handy, but if you have a D4, we can.
Yeah, okay. I've got a rollable D4.
Oh my gosh!
Feat of engineering.
That doesn't just bounce.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a caltrop, So
yes.
The other thing to note is that once for this whole playthrough, we have a time token. So there's a checkbox, and we can tick that either to finish the scene early or to play on with no time restraint.
Gotcha.
So when your character isn't in the scene, we can play side characters such as hapless colleagues or fellow water elementals, or fellow supernaturals or whatever.
Right.
And then since we share, we're going to focus on our relationship. Okay. So for each activity, the first thing we do is we check for an X. So we tick the box in the bottom left of each activity. If an X appears, then something goes awry. Some complication occurs with the activity. We roll to see how much time we have. We set the scene, so we can take as much time as we want on that to make sure we can deliver in our short time. And then we play at the scene. And that's pretty much it until we come to the end. So study group at the library is mine. I'm just gonna tick that box. See no X. Okay. So an active study group which does not go off the rails. So what do we think? The library in whatever university or whatever law society we are in, maybe a study group of 3 or 4 of Jay's peers.
Yeah.
I guess given that there is an exam at midday, probably where it's last minute cramming and then just talking about what we think will come up in the exam, or just worrying and not doing anything actually productive.
I think it's supposed to be last minute boning up, but at this point it's pretty much useless.
Yeah.
And so
if we don't know it
this is
now, yeah,
this is kind of a mutual it's sort of mutual support and or bitching about uh how unprepared one is or what have you. Um Fretting, anxiety.
Mhm.
Um
Do you want to?
so is this scene going to be, I mean, this, what do we think this scene's going to be about? The upcoming exam? Or do you think this scene is going to be about Jay's relationship and what other people think of it?
Um, I um, I mean, I think if it had gone wrong, maybe someone knew more about the relationship than they might otherwise.
Well,
If
no, they might think it's a perfectly normal
yeah,
relationship, but
yeah,
that might be the subject of the discussion.
yeah.
It's like
So
Joe Casta, because she's kind of cool and mysterious
yeah, yeah,
and weird and people might, don't know very much. Maybe they don't, right? It's been 6 months, right? So these people don't know very much about
yeah,
the, your roommate,
yeah.
lover.
So
So
yeah,
maybe they're on. So I think that it'd be an interesting thing if Carlos and some of the other people here are on you about
yeah,
God, who is this person?
yeah. That's fair. That's
And
fair.
what's going on with the two of you, and
Yeah,
why don't we see her,
yeah.
right? And
So
difficult, because because that's fun, because they might be obnoxious, difficult questions to answer even if they know nothing.
yeah. So maybe it's like a sidebar, halfway through the study session, and
Right.
one of them brings it up. Yeah, so you can play the rabble rouser or or the troublemaker or just the curious friend, right?
Yeah, sure.
Um, okay, so I'm gonna roll dice, and we'll see how much
Okay.
time we have. We only have 2 minutes.
Only have 2 minutes.
Um, so uh,
So, Jay, uh, how come? So we understand that you're rooming with this complete babe. Why have
uh,
we never seen her?
uh, Carlos, I think she's way out of your league. That's why.
She's out of your league too,
Well,
and yet, you're
well,
afraid to introduce her to her. You're afraid someone's going to snatch her up, steal her away.
I mean, you are welcome to try, young man.
I don't say that unless you mean it.
I mean, she would eat you up.
Sounds like a good way to go.
Oh,
So what did she see in you?
like,
I
well,
mean, you're kind of, you know, you're kind of normal.
oh, thanks. I mean, that is what she sees in me. But
Oh, oh,
honestly, I will not pretend it's something it's not. We are just mostly friends.
uh-huh. Yeah, we'll believe that, right? That you got that's you have your um seen pictures of her on your phone. And you're just mostly friends with that, really? That works for you, really?
Yeah, yeah. We find our arrangement very satisfactory. Yeah, yeah.
I'd have trouble staying friends with someone who would look like that, unless there's something weird about her you're not telling us about. She like a druggie or something?
Nope. I mean, Jocasta does not even drink alcohol, right? So no.
What do you She didn't drink?
Yeah,
I mean, for real, not drink?
for
And
real, for real.
is she like religious or something?
I wouldn't say religious.
Sure, well, tell us something about her.
Um,
Feel free to make things up.
yeah. um, tell you something about her. Um, uh, we share a coffee subscription, one of these kind of new beans every week thing. And I'll be honest, most of them, like she's tasted before, no matter how strange it is, from what part of the world, and tells me all about the soil, uh, the aroma, the memory she has, and I just say, oh, that's a good cup of Joe. So, yeah, you want to brush up in your coffee lingo, Carlos, before you even go near
Oh, like you do? I can do as well as what you just said.
that. That's true.
All right, I think that's 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think we've um,
Um,
gone over, but yeah, it's good. Okay. So next up is shopping at IKEA. So
Shopping at IKEA.
okay.
Oh,
No.
is that an
Oh,
X?
no X here either.
What's the dot? There's a dot there.
Yeah, there's like the drop down.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
just a drop down. Okay, no X.
no X. Uh,
So it's no more fraud than shopping at IKEA is.
no more fraud than shopping IKEA ever is, right?
What is the little drop down to the right?
Oh, so when so you'll see if you click one of these kind
Oh,
of
I see.
already used drop downs, there's the list of symbols. So
Got you. Okay.
um,
Okay.
and so there's a formatting thing. So I basically made the color of the text the same color as the background, and then when you click on the box, it changes the color of the text to black on white.
I get
So
it.
it's
Thank
like
you.
a cheap uh, way of hiding the text.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Um, so it's like, okay, we have to have a couch. Our couch is trash. And a
Yeah.
couple of extra bookcases wouldn't be bad. So
Um,
that's the situation going on.
yeah. And we meet there. Have we like borrowed a car or something? Or
Yeah,
maybe IKEA deliver in this brand new world. Um,
IKEA does deliver.
okay.
I mean, they do.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So we meet there. So maybe Jocasta will like find Jay looking at something that is not on the list, like um,
give me that.
an armchair, yeah, or something like that.
Give me that. I ripped the paper out of your hand.
Huh? What? Oh,
We are
I,
not doing. We are not getting this. We can't afford this.
I know. I'm just dreaming. Still loud, right? We have a couch, right? Uh, so
I want.
I'm not sure.
I want this one.
Not too short.
She climbs on a couch. There, one of the ones on display.
Uh,
She kind of moves around. And it's like trying it out for size. I don't know. It's so boxy, you know.
yeah, I mean, I like one of these ones that looks more like a divan or something. But then I'm thinking maybe not so comfortable for just if we're both sitting on it. I don't know. What are we looking for in a couch anyway?
Something that doesn't have holes in it.
That would be a step
Um,
up. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I want a real couch, but we can't afford a real couch. So, I want something with velvet, velvet armrests and things like that, a nice purple. But this is what we have.
Um,
So, snore abroad or whatever this thing is.
could we try cheapest couch they have and then accessorize.
God, I don't know. This is. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted.
Oh, what's up?
Um, the people here are. It's well, it's that time of the month.
Okay. Well, do you want me to get you out of here?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I can control myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, it's just you know, they're all so alive,
Okay.
and it's I'm trying not to stare at them, but we get a couch.
Okay. Well, we could, you know, bookshelves are like, I think, less mandatory than a nice couch. I won't be able to look at myself in the mirror, but we can store our books in
We have to have
boxes and
we have to have a
stacked.
couch. We have to have a decent. I don't want to get another couch
Yeah, yeah.
soon, so we have to have something. It's uh,
Let's get the best damn couch we can
excuse
afford.
me. Hey, you. Um, is is this one over here worth the extra money? She says to the IKEA people who is right out there,
Yeah.
and he answers her in kind of a monotone voice. He says, like, the construction is stronger. This one is not going to last very long. She goes, see, I told you we can't get the cheap one. And she says to the guy, you can go. And he goes.
So let's spend all our budget on the couch, right?
Yeah, we get the cheap crap shelves. I don't care about the shelves. We can throw away the shelves.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. And yeah, I forgot to roll our dice to see how much time we
That's
had.
fun.
So
No,
we probably used it all. Okay. So Jay has an exam. We roll to see how much time we have. We have 4 minutes. I think it'd be interesting to have. Oh, let me check to see if there's an X. No X. Okay. So very good morning so far. I think it would be interesting to have Jay talking with maybe someone else that he doesn't really know because they finished the exam at the same time, so they're just waiting outside or whatever.
sure.
Um, and maybe
Does
we
Jay
talk about
smoke?
like job prospects or whatever.
Does Jay smoke?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So having a
Habits.
cigarette
Yeah.
out behind the building. And yeah, this is a classmate of yours that you don't know all that well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and um, and her name is Valerie.
Good. Uh,
Um,
she's presumably a smoker as well, or
she's yeah, she's a
okay.
smoker. Um, yeah, she produces a lighter and lights your cigarette.
Oh, thanks, Valerie, isn't it right?
Yeah, you're Jay.
Yeah, that's me. Um, I mean, that was a toughie, right? But
It was a
nothing.
complete bitch.
I was about to say nothing really too frightening about it. But yeah, that the complete bitch is probably par, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're supposed to. It's supposed to be a shit exam, but did all right, I think. So, well, what's your deal, Jay?
What's my deal?
Yeah, I've noticed you.
Oh,
Um,
it's a very open-ended question for a lawyer to answer. Yeah,
well,
just
Mr. Well, Mr. J, if you prefer, it's can you account for your whereabouts between the hours of 9 and 12 p.m. last night?
I can. I was studying. Um,
And I suppose you have a witness to that.
I do not. My roommate was working at a bar, so I was all alone, I'm afraid.
You have a roommate.
Yeah, yeah, my roommate. Um,
What's he like?
she is, yeah, she's cool. We moved here together. Uh, we just got into town like 8, 9 months ago. So yeah, we are.
Oh, so you're a thing,
We're not really a thing. No.
but you moved here together.
Yeah, because we. I mean, I came here for a job, and she came here because she really didn't like it where we were living. So yeah, why not? It, you
Well,
know,
if you're not a
it's complicated, I guess, to
oh,
explain.
it's complicated or it's not a thing.
Uh,
Because I don't want to poach on anybody else's territory, if you know what I mean.
oh, okay. No, you are not poaching.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Well, you have
yeah,
maybe you want to get a drink sometime.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I'm free tonight.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We can we can talk some more about the exam or whatever.
Yeah. Um, know any good places? I mean, I
Yeah,
know.
sure. Yeah, there's the Three Eagles.
Okay.
Um, it's nice. Uh, they might even have live music tonight.
Okay. Uh,
And the bartender, his name is Ernesto. Um, he he's a real mixologist. You
okay.
can
Well, sign me up.
all right. I'll I'll see you then.
Okay. I think that's our scene, more or less. Okay. Jocasta dealing with a landlord or
Yes.
landlord. Oh, we have an X there.
Yeah. Okay. This is going to be fun. Yeah, dealing with the landlord, and I think that the apartment has um, a medium-sized problem
Okay.
that needs to be addressed. So plumbing, electrical, what do you think it is?
Um, I think humming. Something in the wall doesn't feel right, and maybe it's Maybe it's a vibe that Jocasta is particularly sensitive to. Like no one's complained before, and maybe Jay only
Okay.
noticed it when she identified it.
So a noise.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Sounds great. Um, so yeah, it's there. It's this. Can you hear it? It's this high pitched whine.
Um,
That's here in this room. It's like there's is there machinery in this wall? What's going on there? Is it maybe it's the bad belt in the air conditioner or something? Anyway, it drives me nuts.
okay. Do we have a name for our landlord,
You
or
have a
kind of
name
some idea? Let's call him
for
Alan.
Alan?
Yeah, and I guess he's like older man.
Sure.
Might also live in the building. Uh,
Okay.
Kind of a landlord come super, right? Uh, nope. Walks up to the wall in question, puts his ear to it, and I mean, he might not be trying very hard, but he definitely doesn't. I mean, he's not can't hear it, can't hear nothing.
Look, it's there. Uh, it makes it hard for me. This is my bedroom, and it makes it hard for me to sleep. There's what's on the other side of this, like the air conditioner. Uh,
Uh,
there's some machinery there, and it just emits this whine. Sometimes it's pretty loud. You
I
have to
mean,
fix it. Something needs lubricating, or a belt replacement, or something like that.
yeah. I mean, there's
It's
like
just she puts her fingers on the wall, and she kind of like drags her fingers down the wall. It's like fingernails on chalkboard.
okay, because I heard that, and that was just well, listen, there's like central heating, right? I mean, you're gonna need that when winter comes. So uh,
You're gonna need it.
yeah, and you know how much it costs to tear that out. I don't think that's not something you want to pay for.
It's why do we have to be the ones to pay for this? This is a problem that's going on, and it just when we first got the place, it wasn't like this. It's just started up in the last month or so.
Well,
I mean, I can't you? I mean, there's something wrong with the ductwork or whatever back there. It's just making this crazy noise, and I'm sorry you can't hear it that well, but it's there. I have better hearing than you do, I
uh,
guess.
okay. Well, I'll have to bring in a guy, and he's gonna cost. You
Like what?
bring in a guy to investigate a mystery sound that I can't hear. I mean,
Okay, and the X means that something goes wrong, right?
yeah, it's a complication.
Right.
Um, yeah, I mean, there's some examples here, right? So anything from panic buying a strange gift to setting off the fire alarm, giving into your werewolf nature, running amok in the local dog park. So,
Right. Now, so
um,
I'm going to so yeah, so I stare at the landlord, um and I give him the eye, and I say, you can too fucking hear it. Are you staring
I'm
on my
reading
behalf?
your thing.
Okay.
Sorry.
Um I give him the and I say, you can too fucking hear it. Don't tell me you can't. And my if you're looking closely, you can see my bangs are showing.
mhm. So I
And my
think,
and my and my fingernails look a little sharp. I mean, I have long fingernails, but my fingernails look a little claw-like.
and I think, we see like a glazed eye, a glazed look pass over the landlord's eyes, and I think maybe the effect here is not that you're making him think he can hear it, but he can definitely hear it now, and probably can't get it out of his head, right?
Right.
Um, uh, oh, wait a minute. I think like once the
Uh,
kind of
I also
immediate,
probably
uh,
I take him by the arm and leave a couple of tiny little marks on it. It's like, can you hear it now?
yeah, I can hear it. Lady, leave go of me. I can hear it. I'll get
Shit,
someone.
shit. Okay, okay. Shit. I say to him, under my breath as I let go of him.
Okay,
All right. So you'll take care of that, right?
I'll take care of it. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
All right.
Okay,
Motherfucker says, and she after when the door shuts, she just says, motherfucker
yeah.
to herself as she's trying to compose herself. And so yeah. So when you come in to the furniture's been delivered. Is this IKEA? Same thing delivered.
Yeah. I think we can do the
Um
flatback scene.
and uh so that's been delivered in there, and she's that's sitting around on the floor, the flat packs. So the flat packs have been torn open, and by torn open I mean clawed open.
Yeah,
Okay. And with the cardboard like just flung into a corner. And Jocasta's sitting there in the middle of all this stuff, just in a ball in the middle of the floor, with their arms, wrapped around her things and her teeth and her claws showing. Um, when you come in.
uh, yeah. So Jay will walk in and like he's about to do something else, but then kind of notices the rent marks in there's like a cardboard uh, box like up against the wall, and it's obviously been attacked. Um, hey, Jocasta, what's you all right?
They delivered
I
they
see.
delivered everything, she says.
You've started but haven't finished.
I haven't really started much. I got um with all the boxes
Yeah,
uh
you gotta start somewhere, right?
clear clearly violently. um I'm I'm a little wound up today. The fucking landlord couldn't hear that whining sound. It was driving me crazy. um so I made him hear it.
You made him hear us.
He insisted that he couldn't fucking hear it.
Okay.
So I decided that he was fucking going to hear it. I I don't feel good about that.
Okay. Well, I can have a word with him.
I
Um,
uh I Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I should talk to him for like a month or so.
yeah. I mean, we could. I know you really preferred this room, but we could just try that swap. Swap bedrooms.
Yeah, yeah, maybe we should do that.
Because with everything, this. this noise is really pissing you off, and it's better for everyone, right? If if that doesn't happen.
Yeah, this is yeah, just not a good day to be arguing with anybody really. Um, I'm the little Allen wrenches are here somewhere. Um, I'm sorry about the mess.
Yes.
Um, just I don't think I broke anything important.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. Um, hey, we're gonna take care of your we're gonna take care of you later, right?
Yeah, yeah, uh I'm feeling it pretty badly actually.
Okay.
Um,
I think I have a date later, but I will wrap up by midnight. You know.
okay. Well, I'll figure out how to hold out till then. I don't want to fuck up your evening.
Yeah, I'll be okay. Now tell me that the instructions are still intact because
Yeah, I taped them back together again. Um,
okay, well,
I'm just yeah, give me a second. She concentrates hard and her claws go back. It's like I can't because I can't like hang on a second. I can't do those little branches with my claws out. It's too hard to grip them. Her claws go back into her hands. You've seen her fully clawed out before. They're almost 6-inch claws.
yeah,
They're, crazy huge monster claws. Um, and razor sharp, and you can't manipulate those little eyeliners just to spit those things out. Um, she's like, why do they make these things so small? See,
they secretly hate us. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's why it's cheap, because you're doing all the labor.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, so these little dolls go in this shelf, and then this goes. All right, which one's A and which one's B? They look exactly the same.
They do. Oh, well, this is a Phillips head and this is a Allen key head. So I think that's the only difference. Why would they do
Okay,
that?
I don't know. I'm glad you kid showed up. I was about ready to throw these all out the window, which would have probably dented one of the cars down on the street.
Yeah, at best. At best.
Yeah, and Jocasta could like throw the couch out the window. I mean,
Yeah.
if she wanted to, except that the window is not big enough for the couch to go out, so it would.
Also take half the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh, that and lose your apartment, blow your cover, and everything.
And lose our deposit, most importantly.
Yes, lose the deposit.
Okay.
All right, so I
I
think
think we
that's
can
that.
wrap that. Okay. Um, Next one is Jay's interview with a new partner at the firm. No X here either. God, our evening is going to be
Fraud.
lopsidedly bad. Yeah. um, so, um,
We're gonna roll it d4.
yeah, let me see how long we've got. We have 4 minutes.
Okay.
So I think this is a maybe at the firm that he's already in while he does his bar. and this is like maybe an interview for a new
So,
position.
but if he hasn't taken the bar exam yet here, then he's basically doing paralegal work, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And so this is an interview to get a real job,
yeah.
presuming that he passes the bar.
Presuming that he passes the bar, yeah. Um,
And so what makes this what's the stakes here? What is these? Are they,
I
is the partner concerned about something?
I
Is
think
partner
this is more like the partner is involved in an area that Jay really, really wants to work with. And if he doesn't get this, he'll be doing just a regular, maybe corporate stuff
okay?
um, that could be anyone. So from his point of view, this is like um, the must impress partner at this firm.
Um, well, right, Mr. Whatever your last name is. Um, is he
Uh, let's say Harris.
Mr. Harris? Sit down.
Uh, thank you, sir.
Um, so um, so why do you think you are uh let's see, what would be the what's the interesting area that what's the area he's interested in? I think
Maybe it's
we could I
environmental law or something.
okay, fine. So why should we choose you to be part of the environmental law team?
Well, obviously it goes without saying that I'm really excited by the area, but I think why you should put me on is we had a lot of cases, a lot of work in this area in my last firm, uh, Pills and Hugh, um, and we did a lot of very interesting work in the sidelines that I think we can leverage on for our clients and our cases. And obviously that's work that could be done from refresh, but um, I think it could
So
really help.
um he picks up a folder and leafs through it, and he says, so you were involved in Abington properties versus the state of New York, according to our research. Um, and your client lost in that case. What would you do differently if in order to help the litigators with this case, if you had to do it again? Or do you think that the client was going to lose anyway, and there was nothing really that could be done?
I mean, our initial, sorry, my initial brief on this was to settle with an action plan that would really limit the damage, both reputationally and financially, to our client, to get out ahead of what we maybe thought was a foregone conclusion.
Then
Um,
why did it go to litigation?
well, sometimes your client mightn't take um, all the advice that you give them. Um,
So you advised the client to settle in this regard?
Yeah, I think we put together a package that would have maybe gotten ahead of other issues that the client had also, um, and this might have helped with a relationship with the prosecutor in the office of the EPA. Um, call it a loss leader, maybe.
You think the state authorities were justified in their complaint against having properties?
Uh, I,
Independent of like the
yeah, I mean,
discussion you may have had with the
yeah,
clients, what is your personal view regarding the fairness or lack thereof to which the regulations were being applied?
I certainly think there was grounds for action.
Okay. Because that's going to happen, sometimes the client is in the wrong. And but we still have to get the best deal for them possible. Do you have any trouble with that?
No, I think that's the way our legal system works, right?
Well,
We,
it is, and but um, so are there any clients under the umbrella of environmental law that you would have personal problems
I, I
in undertaking?
I don't think so. I mean, obviously, life would
So
be
if
much easier if all of our clients were angels.
I
But
understand, but I mean, so for example, if we had a client who was desiring to, operate existing coal plants um, without modifications, to keep up with changing environmental law, um, and desired you to stonewall uh, and try to delay, governmental action as long as possible, you wouldn't have any trouble with that?
yeah, I think we probably cover this in first year law on the ethics course, right?
I'm asking what your personal views are.
No, I mean, I'd be happy to do my job, right? Which is to represent our client. And that obviously means to give them the best advice, um, and to work in their interests.
Understood. Yeah, well, you won't be in the position of choosing clients, not until you've been partnered for quite some time.
Yeah,
Um, but so early on, uh, it's it's important that you'll be willing to take the job that's given you and strive to do the best of it, make the most of it. That's all I think for now. Thank you for coming in. And we're going to be looking at the pool of qualified candidates over the course of the next couple of weeks to make a decision.
well, thank you for the opportunity.
And you are muted.
Yep. Okay. We're halfway through our day, and we're at the top of the hour. So let's take a break. Okay. So let's move on to our next activity. Jacasta's casual hookup. Another X. Really not a good day for her, is it?
No. I think we kind of established that this is going to be
Yeah.
Jacasta's very bad, horrible, no good day. Um,
So you think this is kind of planned or unplanned? Um,
Um, I think this is unplanned. So what's their name?
let's call them Dominique.
Okay, Dominique. And I'm gonna set the scene that this is in bed just after they've had sex.
Or on a new couch.
Hmm?
Or on
On
a
the
new
new
couch.
couch. Yes, on the new couch.
So yeah,
And
maybe
maybe and since there's an X, maybe Dominique is not sure what just happened, or or even worse than that.
yeah. Do you think maybe Jocasta has fed without meaning to, or something like that?
I think um I think she started to and kind of ripped away when they're in the throes of passion, she started to do it, and started to full um
Okay.
and Dominique is either saw something they shouldn't or isn't sure what they saw
Okay.
or perceived or anything, but it is um
So
it's
we have
like
2 minutes on this, so it's going to be
okay.
a short one. Um, so yeah, Dominique is like maybe sitting up on the couch, reaching around for her clothes.
Oh,
Um,
I needed that. Hey, what's the matter?
and she holds her head. I'm just feeling dizzy. Like,
Oh, hey, let me get you a glass of water.
uh, thanks. And like she stands up to get dressed, and like there's a half a stumble. Definitely
um
feeling a little bit woozy.
Joe Casted catches her, um and picks her up and puts her back on the couch. Hey, what's the hurry? Are
Sorry, I'm
you
not.
you in such a hurry to leave? I thought you were having a good time.
Yeah, I was, but I don't feel great.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, um, I'm gonna call an Uber maybe and get a drink of
Yeah,
water and get
yeah,
home.
look, I'm really sorry. Um, but you're super cute, and I and I'm and you were there, and I'm really sorry.
I mean, you too. Yeah.
Joe Cassis starts to cry.
Hey, hey, um, I didn't think this was. Have you done something wrong? Like, have you?
Um, no, it's cool. Don't worry. There's not a no. I'm not cheating on anybody or anything. I mean, I live with a guy, but we're not like that. Um, do we? This is the couch we got today, so that's cool. It's I'm just um I'm just a little messed up today. But
Okay.
not because of you. Okay. You were fine. You were great. I really liked it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, okay. Be careful on the way home.
Okay. And
Yeah,
she leaves. Okay. Uh, so we have a shared scene next.
yep,
Coffee meetup. Here's another X for us.
yeah.
Um, where do we think this is?
Uh, our favorite coffee place.
Okay.
Um, uh, what's it called? Um,
It's like a terrible pun coffee
yes.
name, like Bean and Gone or something.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
The best I could come up was like bitter regrets or something, but
Okay.
I think it's for the which is
Uh,
kind of kind of a down name, but it's that kind of coffee place. So it's very, it's like in a converted bit of warehouse space,
mhm.
with so it's very funky and little, metal sculptures and uh all sorts of, random nooks.
Yeah.
Um, you know, there's a little they have a little stage in the neck in one of the rooms, where they do little theater events or stand up or things like that,
Mhm.
poetry slams.
Um, so what do you think our complication is here? Um,
I think the
maybe
complication is going to be an argument.
between us.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless there's something else you like.
No, I was wondering maybe we had
Yeah,
like a supernatural
yeah,
someone who recognized
okay,
Jocasta or what she
sure.
was. Yeah.
Well, but this is shared, so it's hard to play a third party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Or maybe we
or
have an argument or a fraught discussion after um, such a encounter, right?
oh yeah, let's have the encounter.
Yeah.
So you come in, um, and that Jocasta is there's a guy who's leaving the coffee shop, and Jocasta is saying, "Yeah, well, fuck you too, and the horse you rode in on, asshole." And then she sits down hard in her chair.
So yeah, Jay orders the coffee and then goes over to the alcove.
And people stare at Jocasta
Yeah.
for a little while because she was screaming. And guy at the coffee is like, "Is there going to be a problem?" To Jay,
No problem.
Jocasta is just kind of she's sitting cross-legged on their chair,
Yeah.
curled her feet up, which is a mannerism that she has, but she's pulled in because that's really a snake tail,
Yeah.
you know. And there's your eye catches six scratches on the tabletop.
On her side of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the tables are not pristine.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're pretty marked up, but those are new scratches.
So we have 3 minutes on this scheme. Hey, what's going on?
That pig fucker. Um, that pig fucker. Uh, what's his name? Bosco. Um, he was trying to put the fucking moves on me, and he threatened to out me. I can't do this. I can't. I like this phone. I don't want to move again.
Okay. Um,
I keep fucking up. Jay,
okay, but like the landlord we take care of,
I
right?
took, yeah. I fucking, yeah. I practically wired his head. I fucked somebody on our couch.
Okay. I mean, it needed to be done, right?
It wasn't, I'm, I, um, I almost drained them. And I'm pretty sure they liked me, but uh, I made sure.
Okay.
Anyway, I think I kind of messed them up. They were really out of it, and I, I just no, I can't have sex with anybody when I'm hungry. The temptation's just too fucking strong.
So, like,
But I needed a distraction so bad.
yeah. So, do we like make a different schedule for you for your feeding? See if we can find someone else.
I
Like,
don't know. I don't know what's the matter with me. It's not usually this bad.
okay. Well,
You're being too fucking reasonable.
well, I'm trying to.
No, I have this asshole Bosco, you know, who's going to be talking shit about me and making my life miserable. I wanted to kill him.
Okay. I mean, I get that. I would love to be able to say, "Hey, I'm gonna get a baseball bat and take care of him," but that's
No,
not
no, no,
me.
you can't. You can't. He's a fucking lycanthrope. You cannot get anywhere near him, Jay. I will drag you by the leg if I have to. If anybody, he's too tough for you to take. He might be too tough for me to take, but I'd still try to disembowel him.
Okay.
But that's what he wants. He wants a fight. He wants to make it a thing, or he wants me to fuck him, and I'm not going to fuck him. I want to hurt him. He knows how to fucking get under my skin. I hate it. I hate people like that.
Okay. I guess I don't have any reasonable solutions for you then.
I didn't ask you for a reasonable solution.
Yeah, I know. That's my problem, right?
You you like me.
Of course I do. I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean,
Why? I'm a terrible person.
well, with all due respect, I disagree.
I think there's something wrong with you.
Well, that may be true. Uh,
Because
I
I bet I could poll everybody in this fucking shop and ask them how many of them could stand to hang out with a honest to God monster. And it wouldn't. The few that didn't run screaming would probably not answer yes. I'm guessing.
what can I say? There must be something wrong with me because
Yes, you're completely fucked up. Would you just hold me a little bit?
Yeah, scooch over.
Yeah. Okay. You smell good.
Okay, so we cut there
Mhm.
and move on to Jacasta's shift. Another X.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be a patron who knows what she is. And who is there to maybe even somebody who has history with her.
Okay.
That's up to you.
Maybe a patron she is surprised to see there because they're from their old hometown.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the Crow. What can I get? Oh, what can I get you?
So this guy's name is Zach. I think maybe. What do you think? A bona fide or regular vampire?
He could be a vampire.
Yeah.
Or he could be a hunter.
Oh, a hunter. Okay, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you want?
oh, I'm just checking up. Was in town. Someone mentioned you'd moved here, so
You thought you'd just come and follow me, huh?
well, I was here to dust some other fucker, so just hoping you remembered our last conversation.
I am not now or ever going to inform on anybody else for you. If you don't like me, then ambush me in a fucking alley the way you did with the others.
Okay. I mean, I guess rules is rules, right? You leave any bodies behind you, and we won't
I've never
hesitate.
killed anyone, you asshole, no matter what you think.
You've come
I know you think
close.
I know you think I killed I know you think I killed what is his name, Jeremy Martin, but I didn't do that. Okay. I'm not the only thing that can. There are things that can kill out there without leaving a mark.
Well,
I talked to him, but I didn't really fucking know him. How many times do I have to say that?
well, then just you better hope you keep your bib clean. Better make sure you stay on the straight and narrow.
You don't get to see what I do. You better watch your own back. Because you scare me badly enough. Then I might do something stupid.
Well, see how that goes then for you. I think he just turns tail, walks out.
Uh, there's a crack sound as your caster shatters a glass in her palm. And then she goes, fuck. And she throws it in the trash and cleans things up. Didn't leave a mark on her.
Okay. Call scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A drink with a new friend at the Three Eagles. This is, I guess, Valerie, right? Jay's classmate.
Yeah.
We have an X on this, so a complication.
What's the complication?
Hmm.
Does Valerie have an ulterior motive?
Yeah, I'm thinking so, but I'm just wondering what that is.
It could be to poach you.
For a different firm.
Um, or to poach you relationship wise.
Okay.
You know, maybe she knows Joe Casta and doesn't like her. Maybe she's a supernatural and can tell.
Yeah, maybe she's a supernatural and wants Jay on her side.
Okay, I have an
Yeah.
idea.
Okay. Let me see how much time we have. We have 4 minutes.
Yeah. So she waits until you are in the middle of a drink before she says, so how long you been hanging out with monsters?
So not quite the full spit take, but close. I mean, we're lawyers, right? So I don't like to make any judgments.
No, I mean literal monsters. And you know what I mean.
Oh, so like what kind of monster are you, Val?
I'm not any kind of a monster. Here, I am the opposite of that.
What's the opposite of a monster?
It's a little complicated to explain, but you could call me an angel.
Oh, okay.
She says, and she looks at you, and her eyes glow with pale golden fire. You have the stink of monster on you, and it's corrupting you.
Well, You probably don't see it this way, but I think I should be the judge of that.
You know, she's going to kill you one of these days.
Okay.
Not on purpose. She can't help it.
Well, I think without me, she'll kill more than just one person by accident, and
Why
then
should
maybe on
you? Why
purpose.
should you throw your life away?
I'm not. I'm.
You've got so much to live for. You've got so much good you could accomplish. I There's no reason you should be praying. And you know that you can't trust your own feelings towards her, right? You've seen her manipulate other people, and you've seen her do so in ways that they don't even know what's happened. You think you're immune to that?
I don't think I'm immune to that, but I know how she feels when she does that kind of thing, and
Yeah, well, I'm sure she's as soft-hearted as they come, you know, but she is a predator. Her nature is to prey on mortals. And sooner or later, she's going to slip up or forget or just be in a terrible mood and she'll kill you. And it might not be on purpose, but you'll still be dead. And I don't want that to happen, Jay. I like you. I see you've got a good heart.
well,
You've
you're
got
gonna
to,
have.
I'm think about it. All right. Think about whether or not you're really, you know, whether you're just not throwing away what you have. I mean, you're putting your head in the mouth of the lion over and over again, hoping that this isn't the time that the lion bites down, crushes your skull. But sooner or later, deep in your heart, you know that's going to happen, right?
So I think Jay stands up and
Hey,
puts some money
hey,
on the table.
look, just think about it, all right?
I'll make
Okay,
you one promise, Valerie. I'm not going to abandon my friend.
just just think about it. You're not you're not necessarily doing her any favors, if she really likes you, if she really does, then when she hurts you, it's going to break her. Keep that in mind, okay? It, it won't be some meaningless person that she can deal with. It'll kill her when she hurts you, as she inevitably will. Anyway, you know, if I can talk to her if you want. She can't. I'm one of the few people here she can't hurt. She can get mad at me. Just think about it, okay? Just That's all I ask. And that's a good place to break it.
Yeah. Okay.
Give Jay
Uh,
something to think about.
yeah. And what do you know? Our next scene, Jocasta feeding on Jay.
Oh, it doesn't have an X.
There's no an X. I think we've run out. We've had 4 straight X's in a row, so
Okay, I don't know how many X's there are. So there are five.
there are 5.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, yes. Well, it didn't have an X, which is good because this one could be tragic if it did.
yeah. Uh,
Okay, so Jocasta is uh um so since it's just midnight, um so where's this happening?
um, so is this like at the bar at closing time, or is
I
this?
think Jocasta's closing up one of this is the Crow has 2 bars
Yeah.
and one of them closes up early and the other
Okay.
one stays. They have a larger one that closes up at about midnight-ish or 1, and then they have another one that stays open late, the smaller one.
Okay.
And so Jocasta's closing the 1 bar as you come in, so there are no customers there, and she's doing all the tasks that are needed. She's putting all the glasses in the washer and wiping off the bar thing, straightening up the chairs, doing the making sure the bottles are capped and everything is tucked away in the refrigerator, and she's just busy rattling everything. And when you come in and she goes, "Oh my God, Jay."
What's up? How was your evening?
God, I'm so glad you're here. This is uh you remember that Trevor Corbin guy,
Yeah.
the hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was here.
How did he find you?
I don't fucking know. He has some asshole success.
I mean, that's is
He
that
still thinks that I killed that guy, Jeremy Martin. He's just gonna fucking hang around here like a buzzard until he finds something he thinks he can pin on me. I could,
um?
smell the blood on him.
But he came to talk to you, right? That seems like
He came to talk to me, armed to the teeth.
okay.
Okay. With his fucking necklace, the one that just sets my teeth on edge.
Hmm. I had an interesting encounter myself.
Just wanted to. I'm glad there were people around, Jay.
Okay.
Uh, because if it were just him and me, I might have gone for him.
Okay. But you know you can't.
I know I can't because he's probably faster than me, and B, even if he wasn't and I killed him, then it would be even worse. But what am I gonna do if he keeps coming back in here? Or if he shows up at our apartment, if I to hang around our building. God damn it, give me all the asshole werewolves hitting on me in the world in preference to to him. That fucker, and he was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you want a drink?
Yeah. Double.
Sure. Here, this is 18-year-old. It's good, they say. It smells good. It smells really good.
That that maybe date I had earlier.
She pours herself a spoonful,
You
just
sure?
like a yeah.
Anyway,
She licks it out of the glass with a long and forked tongue, and then her eyelids flutter a little bit. Yeah, you had a date? Oh, that's great.
ish.
What do you mean? What do you mean, ish?
Well, apparently,
She didn't. They didn't show up.
no, she showed up. Uh, but
Who is it?
apparently,
Somebody who's
she,
who is
uh,
it? Somebody from school?
yeah, someone in
The
class
yeah.
who I didn't really know too much beforehand.
Well,
Uh,
you're cute. I don't can't blame girl for wanting to date you.
yeah, but she didn't. I mean, I don't think she did.
I don't.
Um,
What do you mean?
she said that she was an angel, and not in the classic pickup line kind of sense.
Wait, for real?
Yeah,
Uh, and you see Joe Casta just shrink.
so she tried to warn me about you. Um, anyway, but she said something interesting.
But
I told her where to put her fucking halo, right? Um, do angels even
you,
have halos? I don't know.
they don't really. It's mythology,
Okay, but I think
and they're I mean, then they're not like angels out of the Bible. They're just they're embodied spirits.
okay, but
But some people say they're put like they're basically possessed people, so they're still human beings, but they have
mm,
anyway. Uh,
she said that you couldn't hurt her, and I
no,
like I don't know what she meant by this, but I thought,
what she means is that getting too close to her would probably make me throw up. I've 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 been around one of those, and they're the uh, it's like somebody was shining a light in your eyes. There's something about them that's just uh that just makes me want to go hide. Makes it's not scary exactly, but it's just blinding.
okay,
But
well,
it's not. It has nothing to do with eyesight. It's
but I'm not afraid of you.
You should be.
I mean, on days like this, I am afraid for you, and I'm trying to.
What was she? What did she want
She wanted me to walk away.
from me?
Yeah, which obviously I'm not doing.
Why?
Oh, because I don't know. She thought I would get hurt, and that would hurt you. I don't know. It was like a didn't seem like a particularly cogent argument to me.
She thought I'd hurt you.
Yeah,
Do you think? I mean, do you think that's really what she meant? I mean, I hear they don't lie. I mean, they can twist things by not telling all the truth, but they don't straight up lie. It's a thing. Do you think? But do you think that's what she meant?
I think. But to be honest, I don't really care.
You should care. I'm not safe, Jay. You know that, right? And I swear I have never tried to twist your emotions, but I could. But
Okay.
I'm not safe. I'm not. I I should have a big warning sign on me. And I don't understand why you're my friend. Don't get me wrong. I don't think I could make it without you. But I am dangerous to you.
Okay. But
Every time I feed on you, there's a little part of me that wants to take it all. And just because I haven't done that yet doesn't mean that feeling goes away. And because it feels good. We've talked about this.
yeah, yeah.
It feels good. And I know it would feel even better to take everything. And you would love it until it killed you. And I haven't, except for my relatives, who, as you know, I am have managed to keep far away from. I mean, none of them are super well controlled.
Well, I'm not with any of them.
I'm not sure I'm better than them. Maybe I'm just luckier. Sound like I'm trying to frighten you away, but I'm not. But I'm telling you, Jake, don't stay with me because you pity me or anything. Okay.
I'm not saying that I think I can save you. I don't think you need saving.
I can't be saved.
Yeah,
I'm
like
I'm a, I'm a, I'm a, I'm a, I'm you know, I'm a non-human predatory creature. Uh, I can't. There's no changing that. I'll always be that until I die. Until somebody kills me. Um, I'm not safe any more than a wild animal is safe. You know, you read those stories about people who keep, I don't know, have a pet tiger or something, right? And uh, it's they're perfectly good with it for years and years, and then one day it kills them, and that could happen. It could happen.
Yeah, we hear stories like that about dogs and sheep and all manner of things, right?
Not a lot about dogs and sheep, honestly, but I'm like a wild. I'm a wild animal. Okay, I just want to make sure that you're staying with me for the right reasons.
I mean, I'm
Because
staying with you because you're my best friend.
I'll always be your friend, whether or not we're together. And in fact, I'll always know where you always are. That comes with the drain. Is that if you were 1,000 miles away, I would know vaguely where you were. I'd know whether you were alive or dead. I know whether you were sick or healthy. It's not like a GPS, but I know, and I'll always know, and I'll always be your friend. And you don't have to stay with me just to be my friend. That's
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
that's
who said
that's
anything
that's
about have to?
okay.
Okay.
And but I really need you right now.
I know.
There's no way about that. Um, but I just wanted to make sure that I just wanted to make sure. Um, and Jocasta looks into Jay's eyes, and his eyes glaze over, and um, she leaves him sleeping, in the couch in the bar's break room. And the people in the bar know that sometimes Jay crashes there a little
Mhm.
after a long day, so it's not no one bothers him.
Okay. So, next scene, all clearing the X's. Jocasta goes clubbing. See, got 5 minutes on this one. Not that we're great about timekeeping, but
Yeah.
Um, so what's the scene here? This is maybe somewhere we haven't seen before.
This is somewhere we haven't seen before. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a um it's a concert, uh the rock concert with a sort of uh, doom metal band, you know, playing kind of a dreamy, which is kind of a sort of a folky heavy metal stuff. Um, Powerful beat, melancholy lyrics, if you can hear them.
Yeah. If you can make it out.
Yeah, I know, which you probably can't unless you're reading lips. Um, Packed crowd, and it's very much an ersatz performance space. It's a warehouse that they kind of shoved a bar facilities into. Um, and You can have a conversation as long as you're willing to scream
Yeah. Uh,
and
do
not
you
be right up next to the band.
do you want to bump into anyone or just have a random encounter here?
Um, Up to you. I think bump into somebody is more interesting. And it's kind of dark and it's kind of smoky. There's lots of colored. They've rigged some lighting, some flickering colored lights,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. Um,
So I think
Give it the right sort of
maybe,
gloomy
yeah,
ambience.
maybe in the center of the kind of, I guess, the impromptu dance floor, as the strobe lighting hits in this strange rhythm, you see, in between the strobes, maybe the true form of an angel. I think you're far enough away, um, and there's enough people in between you and her that you don't feel any ill effects. But yeah, I think she is like soaking up the attention, the adulation, the energy of everyone who's here, everyone
Yeah.
who's on that dance floor with her.
Yeah, I'll go. And at one point I just can't stand it anymore, and I'm going to go over and find her. Not that finding her is any difficulty. I could find her
Yeah.
blindfolded. Um, I'm gonna dance in front of her. I'm gonna dance on the way only a Lamia can dance. She can see the serpentine undulations. To anybody else, it just looks like graceful, you know, graceful dancing.
Is this like I hesitate to say jewel, but is this uh, like a display or some kind of message, or do you want to have a conversation?
I'm No, this should end up in a conversation, but I'm just like I'm showing off in front of her.
Mhm. And
I'll let her see who I really, I'll let her make it easy for her to see who I really am. So that's in other words, so half woman on a enormous snake body, with fangs and long claws and reptilian hypnotic eyes.
mhm. And I'm not sure. I think maybe there's a sense, as you see through the veil that maybe essentially she is like a strobe light, right? In that kind of
Yeah.
literal angelic form. Um,
But she's not really wielding her aspect, you know, so I can stand it.
mhm.
Because if she were wielding her aspect,
Right,
it
too
would be
terrible.
affecting everybody around her,
Yeah, yeah.
a little too much. And actually, and I've got it turned on a little bit too, so that I have um I have the enormous attraction turned on,
Mm.
so that people are looking at me. They're not seeing what I really look like, of
Yeah.
course. Um, and there are probably people rubbing up against me and things like that. And you know, smiling at them and enjoying the contact
Mm.
because I feel good because I am charged up.
So yeah, I think maybe as we close this scene, it is really like maybe a display of both of your power and restraint, right? Of how you can make this work, or maybe that's the lesson.
She should speak. Let's have a brief conversation.
Mhm. Uh, so maybe off the dance floor, like
Yep.
a,
Yeah.
a
Off the
quieter.
dance floor. I fend off a few people.
Mhm.
Somebody comes onto me and I look at them and I go, hey, who's really beautiful is that woman over there. And I give them the eye. And they go, oh yeah, yeah, she's really great, gorgeous. And I say, you have fun. Give them a little push.
Carefully, just like that, huh?
Would you rather I made him feel bad, turn him down hard, and cut him?
There's a middle ground somewhere, I'm sure.
You're not going to make me feel bad for making somebody else feel good. Not tonight.
Well, I'm not here for you, but it would be
No.
remiss of me not to.
What are you here for?
Well, that would be telling.
So go ahead.
How about I don't?
What are you afraid of?
Of the terrible things you could wreak,
On you? You're practically invulnerable.
not on me, on those close to you.
I'm perfectly aware of that. So if you're not here for me, are you here for the music? You just like to dance? You just want to fuck?
I'm
I can
capable
I
of
I can
doing
be
one.
I can look like anybody you want and be anybody you want. You know, not that I think for an instant you're going to take me up on it, but it is true, possible, and you know it. But maybe you don't want to get dirty.
Well, could you handle the energy?
I don't know. I never tried. Right now, I'm feeling good, and it's a lot easier to look at you.
Well, I
You
think
are,
we.
and you are gorgeous, even if you're a little too bright.
Well, I think.
And I don't have a problem with you. I know you hate me or something.
We don't hate anyone.
You're just looking out for humanity, isn't it? Warning them about people like me. Well, I can do my own warning, thanks.
Well, then let's see how we can experiment. stray off the path just once.
Okay, I'm willing. Give me a kiss.
And she does.
Um, uh, and Jug has to pull his energy from her. Until her senses overload.
Okay. You want to cut there and do a quick epilogue?
I think so.
Do you have an idea where to go first?
Um, Suggest something. I have several ideas, but they haven't gelled.
So yeah, I think maybe we will fast forward to a month later or so. Jay has passed the bar, starting work in this with this new partner, um, wearing a proper professional outfit, not just his casual student clothes. And
Look at you, so fancy.
I think we see him come back late to the apartment. The couch is there. Maybe we notice that one broken uh, leg, or the little doohickey at the end of the leg is broken from when it was unpacked. But I think it's a comfortable break now. It's not. It's just part of the furniture, literally. Lies back on the couch, maybe throws the briefcase in the under the coffee table, puts his feet up, and just breathes a sigh of relief.
Um, Joe's going to come in. And she goes, "You hungry?"
Yeah, it's been a long time since lunch, so yeah, I could eat.
Yeah. Yeah, I can eat too. Before dinner. She gives him a huge toothy grin. If you're not objecting, I haven't heard, and then you need to object in 3, 2, 1. Nope, you lost your chance. Sorry, counselor, I gotta get this. I don't fuck anybody wearing a tie, she says as she undoes it.
Objection sustained.
She peels Jay down and she says, "One night I'm going to eat you alive, but not tonight. Unless you ask really nicely."
Promises, promises. I think we cut there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me stop the recording and then we'll do our debrief.